Good afternoon, all. My name is Jerry Bogus. I have the pleasure of serving as the Sports Information Director for our Department of Athletics. It's a pleasure to be here as we introduce our new head football coach today. You'll be hearing from our University of West Georgia President, Dr. Brendan Kelly, Director of Athletics, Jason Carmichael, and Coach Taylor himself. Any media members that are present after this event, we'll invite you to come up here, have some stand-up one-on-one time with Coach Taylor. And then after all of that, invited guests and media members, we invite you upstairs for a post-event reception. And with that, I will turn it over to our president, Dr. Brendan Kelly.
Like any class that we teach on campus, you can always tell the people who try to avoid sitting in the front row. I'm making notes on many of you as a result. Today, I walked in the door and Bill Stone said to me, "This is an exciting day." And I said, "It is." He said, "You know, we seem to have a lot of these happening." That's what a university should be. It should be a series of transformations and elevations, because our whole business is taking people and trying to make their life better, try to invest in them so that they are able to achieve things that they would not have otherwise been able to achieve. It is a culture of achievement, a culture that tries to nurture the pursuit of excellence. And there is no better way to facilitate that process happening than to get the most talented people we can to come to this campus to pour into others. Great faculty members and teachers, great staff members who want to mentor and provide great experiences, and just as importantly, and in such a special category, great coaches. Great coaches who build teams and build the people that make up those teams. When Jason Carmichael and I go through that process together, it's an exciting one. It's one with a heavy responsibility, because for the members of that team, whether it's UWG cheer or women's basketball or golf, or in the case today, UWG football, we have to put in front of those student athletes not just somebody who is technically skilled and can put us in the position to be victorious in contests. We have to put somebody in front of those student athletes who they believe in, who gets them to believe in themselves at a new level and in a new way, and who is able to draw out of them outcomes and abilities that they didn't necessarily know you had in them. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a coach that I want to play for, and that is the perspective we take. So when we celebrate today, we're not only celebrating bringing a really great person and his wife to the University of West Georgia to be part of our community, to nurture young people and to make this place better. We're also bringing a person that I believe the students of the University of West Georgia can believe in, and in particular, the student athletes that will play for him. For that formal introduction, let me bring up another great person who has poured into students and tried to make certain that there are nothing but excellent experiences in UWG athletics. Please welcome our athletic director and my partner, Jason Carmichael.
I'll let the record show that my boss actually held himself to less than 9 minutes, which was what was on the script. I thought that was a miracle, actually. I can also say that we were mainly dealing with tall people today. That's why you can barely see me, so just FYI. So just hang with me. My wife will tell you I have a large head. I'm hard to miss, so you should be able to find me up here with the cameras if you need to, Matt. I am going to be a little bit scripted, because if I don't, I'm just going to gush, frankly, because hiring a coach for an athletic director and a former coach is a guttural thing. It's a trust thing. It's obviously we go through an art and science of it, and at the end you stake your flag where you think that you're willing to stake your own career with, a person that can move an institution forward, and that's what the kind of moves we're making here with this hire are really about. And so I am glad to be planting my flag today and making this announcement that we are doing this together with Coach Taylor. Let me tell you a little bit about our process. Before I do that, though, I do want to thank my boss. All kidding aside, I have the opportunity to speak alongside him a lot. I always gripe about that because he's such an eloquent speaker. And I always share in those moments my sarcasm aside about that of being juxtaposed with him. He's great in this space, but he's great when you all leave the room as well, when it's just the two of us in this hallway and we're talking about the future of West Georgia and this university. And I mean the future of West Georgia, not just this university. He is spectacular in that space. And honestly, I had somebody ask me the other night, what do you want to do when you grow up in your career? And I said, I want to work for my boss because I really, really align well with what he's trying to do for this community, this region, this campus. And this move is emblematic of that. We have several of our board members here today as well. I want to make sure we thank them for their attendance. UWG Foundation board members, UWG Athletic Foundation board members. If you would just raise your hand, pirouette, whatever you want to do here, spin. I want to see Josh Chapman stand on his hands. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you all being here. Lots of our coaches as well in the room. We have lots of community members. You may be standing next to one of our coaches. So just I have an opportunity to kind of build some additional community. If we have a coach or a staff member here, admin, if you would just raise your hand, wave it around, do whatever. Thank you. And then last but not least, I want to thank everybody here that's here. All those populations I just mentioned, plus the people from the community. This doesn't happen with you all without the support of you all and without your presence through the process, without your presence, even if you're not here and you're watching online, your energy around these kind of moves is certainly felt. Football and athletics in general in the South, it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing for our community. Hiring a football coach, hiring a basketball coach, hiring a cheer coach, all the sports that Dr. Kelly mentioned off, they're all vital. Certainly football is one that we see first and foremost a lot in our industry today. And as a result of that, there's a lot of pressure on that. There's a lot of intentionality that needs to go into that process. Our process really started in earnest about 12 days ago. It's longer than that, actually. I keep thinking about when we landed. But our process up and down took about 12 days, give or take. We went through, used a search firm for that process, went through and did a lot of targeting, a lot of profiling of what we want in this new coach. What do we want? We want somebody who can lead us into a place of extreme opportunity. That's going to require a lot of energy, a lot of vision, a lot of I'm just going to get up every day and go to work and I'm going to inspire people. We look for all those qualities in what we were trying to do. We didn't really get down in the weeds and say they need to have this exact experience or that exact experience. We were trying to hire the whole man here, and I feel like we did that. It was an exciting process. It was always exciting hearing from people who had interest in this place and why they were interested. If you ever want to get juiced about what's going on in Carrollton and West Georgia as a region, you need to get involved with one of those. I should have recorded some of those conversations about how excited people were to get here. And the man I'm going to introduce shortly is one of those people as well. It was actually enthralling for me to go through that. A little bit overwhelming at times, too, to understand how do we segment this apart. And thankfully, the guy I'll introduce shortly did the work for us because he certainly separated himself during the process as we went along. I want to make sure that I talk to you a little bit. I mean, I hope you've read the press release already. You kind of know Coach Taylor's background. His resume is there online if you haven't seen it. If you didn't already know, he's one of the most established and well-regarded defensive coordinators in the country in the FCS space and the Division I space over the last several years. Phenomenal on that side of the ball, phenomenal in his mind for this sport. And I could see that from afar. We can get all those press clippings without talking to anybody. But what we discovered when we started talking to him, there's a lot more to that. There's so much going on inside of this man that we want to bring to the table with you all. You'll get a taste of it today. I've gotten a small taste of it myself, and I just keep coming back and saying, I want to hear more. I want to know more. I want to learn more about Joel Taylor. And every time I get to know more and learn more, I get more inspired about what this partnership can be. And so for me, it's a phenomenal opportunity for us. I want to talk to you a little bit just on some of the things that we heard in the process. I'll just list off some adjectives, and then I'll get out of the way, and I'll let you have the rest of the show, and you can all see what you came here for. Some of the things that we heard along the way in our process as we went through it, we started talking and focusing on Coach Taylor. We certainly heard about the coach. I already talked to you about those things. We heard about the man and this unique combination of qualities, and we were hearing that from the search firm. And then I got to engage with him a little bit, and I started hearing and seeing those same things as well. And I was telling somebody earlier, I've had the chance to hire a lot of coaches over the years. It's often, not often rather, that you find somebody has a combination of motor, intelligence, clarity, persistence. Normally they're heavy on one side or the other of that. They're really smart, but sometimes it's hard to get them going. It's hard to get them to energize other people. Or they're really good at energizing people and throwing mud against the wall, but then when they talk to you about what their plans are and their vision for what they're trying to do, they're just throwing mud against the wall. When you can find somebody who's so equipped in so many spaces as a leader, you've got to go after that person. And that's what we started doing during this process. Up and down, like I said, was really quick, but honestly, I think I talked to Joel, I think I talked to Coach Taylor 3 times along the way, and every time the energy just picked up. And we were remarking this morning at breakfast, he and I were, even that last interaction we had with Dr. Kelly, I think I knew about 10 seconds into that, I could have left the room at that point. I was already kind of there. I needed my boss to get there, and I think it took my boss about 15 seconds to get there. There was some great clarity for us, and again, that's credit to this man. The magnetism, his ability to lead with enthusiasm and make that infectious. I haven't thought about this in a while. For me, I don't have any eligibility left, but I certainly thought about the reality of, this came up this week, so it's a little bit of a sidebar. I think, where's Jared at? So Jared Bogus, who you met earlier, came out of the first team meeting, and I said, how do you think that went? He said, I think I'm gonna look for some eligibility. And so I would tell you, to a person, that's what I've heard, and that's what I felt. I'm a basketball guy, I'm not a football guy, but if I had some football eligibility left and had any athletic ability left, I would probably be at his door right now. So I'm excited for the future of UWG football. Broader than that, I'm excited for this campus's future as a result of this hire as well. I talked about this earlier when I started my remarks. I am so grateful to be able to plant my flag alongside Joel Taylor with this move. Hiring coaches, in many ways, it's a trust thing. The reality of it is a trust thing. Who do you trust to lead a program? Who do you trust to lead us towards excellence? And honestly, today, on this day, I can think of no other person I'd want to turn these keys over to than our new head football coach, Joel Taylor. All right, Dr. Kelly. Come on, here we go.
All right. Oh, you got my name on? Of course we do.
Yeah, put it on after this, right?
Real good.
You don't have to put it on right now.
No, we want that.
We want that. Let me get my stuff out of the way.
Wow, this is awesome. I know you talked about if you had some eligibility left. I think I only pitch in on victory formation. I'm just letting you know that. No, but this is very, very, very humbling. I am so proud to be here at the University of West Georgia. The first time I stepped on campus, I knew this was the place that had tremendous potential. So I'm excited to be here. First, I want to just start just by saying thank you to a couple people, all right? The first is, Dr. Kelly, Jason. I appreciate you guys believing in me, all right? Take this football to the next level, right? To maneuver through this transitional period. So I appreciate you guys. You can't even imagine. Thank you. The next people I want to thank is my family, all right? They're my foundation. I tell a lot of people, this profession is the most selfless profession there is. You spend a lot of time with other people's family than your family. And they have been tremendous throughout this process, tremendous throughout my career, and I couldn't do without them. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. I'd like to thank my wife, Michelle Taylor. She has been awesome over the last 8 years. I definitely couldn't do this without you, babe. I love you so much, and thank you. I'd like to thank Drew Cronick. Drew Cronick's the head football coach at Mercer Football. He was one of the first guys that truly believed in me and gave me an opportunity to be a defense coordinator. Without him, I definitely would not be here. I'd like to thank Buddy Pugh. Buddy Pugh is my former football coach at South Carolina State and gave me an opportunity to start in this profession. I want to say thank you to him. I also want to thank Fred Goldsmith. He gave me an opportunity when I did not have a job a long time ago at Lenore-Ryan. I'd like to thank Mike Houston. Mike Houston brought me down to the Citadel, opened me up to a lot of different and new things. And I would like to thank my true friends, Maurice Drayton and Mike Adams. I appreciate you guys. And I want to say thank you to everyone that has helped me in this journey to get to where I am today and the man that you see today. They have molded me. I want to say thank you to them as well. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about me. All right, I know you got the press clippings and things of that nature, but just give you a little insight about me. I come from humble beginnings. You're talking about a guy. I told you I thank my family. I thank my mother. She worked 3 jobs to support my sister and myself. I was a knucklehead, and she straightened me out. I love to thank my grandmother. Rest in peace. She was awesome in that process as well. The one thing about coming from humble beginnings and coming from a single-parent home, I thought we had a great foundation. All right, we had people around us, people in the community that helped us when we needed to be helped. Somehow, I was athletic enough to get a full scholarship to go to South Carolina State University. And that's where I got my start, and that's what started to mold me, all those people there. And it was an awesome experience. My senior year, I became captain. That's how much the team, thought of me, the coaching staff, and that was a true honor. And we won the MEAC championship. After that, I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do. I was a computer science major, and everybody told me, man, you're gonna be a coach, you're gonna be a coach. So they seen it in me before I seen it in myself. So he gave me an opportunity, and I ran with it. I started as a video assistant, volunteer assistant, worked my way up to a GA, worked my way up to restricted earnings, and then worked my way up, to being an assistant head coach. During that time, I learned many things about myself, many things about this game, and many things about people. I've been fortunate enough to be around good people. I went from South Carolina State to Lenore-Ryan, from Lenore-Ryan back to South Carolina State, from South Carolina State to the Citadel, and then from the Citadel to Lenore-Ryan, and then I ended up at Mercer. Through all those trips, I've been very successful. But I'm not going to sit up here and be naive and think it was all about me, because it wasn't. It was about the we. It was about support staff. It was about the other sports, the coaches. It was about the players. It was about the community. And the one thing I'm gonna tell you guys, it's gonna take all of us to go to where we're going. Yes, I am the head football coach here at West Georgia. I think I'm good at what I do, but I'm gonna need everybody's support. And I can promise you this, we are gonna support everybody. Michelle and I, we're gonna be in the community. The football team, we wanna serve campus. We're gonna serve the community, right? Because I know to get to where we're gonna get to, it's gonna take everybody. So what's the foundation of our program? And I kind of stole this, Coach Cronick, I apologize, but I believe in it so much. The first thing is, it's gonna be love, right? As a big football player, you don't like to use that word. By the end of the day, love is the strongest emotion there is. It is, right? It starts wars, it moves mountains, right? You'll do anything for love, right? So we're gonna first love each other, okay? All right, if you love me, you're gonna do anything for me. So that's gonna be the first thing. The next thing is belief, all right? I told you, Dr. Kelly and Mr. Carmaker, they believe in me. And when they believe in me, that empowers me, right? So we're gonna believe in these players, right? I believe in this school, right? So it's gonna start there, and we're gonna, believe that we can be the best we can be. And then the next thing is we're gonna compete, right? We are going to compete every single day, right? We're going to earn what we get, all right? So when you see that football team out there, you're going to see a bunch of competitors. That's who I want around me. I want guys that love to play the game, enjoy the process, and I want them to compete on every play. What is my job? I told the players this. My job is to help them eliminate doubt. You know, in today's society, there's so many things on social media and people telling you this, people telling you that, right? So it's my job to eliminate doubt and build character, all right, but build confidence. And how do you build confidence? You build it through reps, you build it through going through adversity. You know, you build it by being intentional about the process. So that's my job. And I think I'm pretty good at my job. And then elite, that's the word I'm going to use, and that's going to be our standard. All right? We're going to be elite in everything that we do, on the field and off the field. I told the guys straight up, I saw some of them GPAs, we got to get them up. All right? I firmly believe a direct reflection of what you do off the field is going to what you do on the field. All right? So we're going to be great and be elite in every aspect of our program. And the last thing is, this is such a special place. And I am so excited. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm so giddy right now. And I look forward to taking this program to the next level. I look forward to going through this transitional period. But like I said, it's not about me. It's about who? We. We're gonna take this thing to the next level. Thank you. Go Wolves.
Thanks again, everybody, for being here. As I said earlier, media members will have an opportunity for you to meet Coach Taylor and get some one-on-one time with him up here. And then invited guests and media members are invited upstairs for a post-event reception. Thank you. Go Wolves.